Hi and welcome everyone to Nikki Loves Books. Nikki here, and we are back again. Not even joking. We've recorded this video in its entirety. Oh, to find out that my microphone was not on. So I am back a second time today. Hopefully my energy holds out. I'm able to do this all in one shot. We will see. For those of you who may not know, I am 1 week post-op, well, 1 week and a few days post-op from the pretty major surgery that's really hit me hard. So hence me sitting, hence me low energy, and not really any makeup or my hair done. And I kind of figured you guys like me anyway, so we're just gonna do this. We have our December 2025 Bookish and Darkly Boxed unboxed together. It was so sad that I already technically unboxed this with y'all and the video was just not viable. But it is okay. It's nice to do this a second time and to relook at these books that I am actually really looking forward to reading. So without further ado, our Bookish Box December 2025 book is Fallen City by Adrienne Young. Why we love Fallen City, according to Bookish Box, is there's forbidden romance, war, rebellion, and political intrigue, dual point of views told in past and present, star-crossed lovers, I end with her. Love it. But let's find out more. In the great walled city of Isra, political turmoil ignites a rebellion 100 years in the making. But when a legionnaire falls in love with a magistrate's daughter, their love will threaten the fate of the city and the will of the gods. Luca Matthias has one purpose: to carry on the family name, maintaining its presence in the forum once his powerful and cruel uncle dies. But his noviceship with the city's philosopher places him in the middle of a catastrophe that will alter the destiny of his people. Maris Casperia was raised amid the strategic maneuvering of the Citadel's inner circle, and she knows what her future holds: a lifetime of service to a corrupt city. But her years of serving as a novice to the last priestess, who possesses the stolen magic of the old war, have made her envision a different kind of future for Isra. When she meets Luca, a fated chain of events is set into motion that will divinely entangle their lives. As the secret comes to light and throws the city into chaos, Luca and Maris hatch a plot to create a calculated alliance that could tip the scales of power. But when an execution forces Luca to become the symbol of a rebellion, he and Maris are thrown onto opposite sides of a holy war. As their fates diverge, they learn that they are at the center of a story the gods are writing, and even if they can find their way back to each other, there may be nothing left. So it's the political intrigue that has me most interested in this book. Obviously, love story, it's a forbidden romance, lovely. I'm definitely going to be there for it. But this book has me most excited about just the political background, the world building, what are the gods, how much influence do they have, so on and so forth. So I'm really looking forward to finding more about that. I have also read Adrienne Young before. For those of you who are also Owl Crate subscribers, they had one of her books. Actually, I think both of her books that I've come across before were both Owl Crate books. So the Unmaking of June Farrow. I think that's her most popular book, and that was an Owl Crate subscription book. So for those of you who read it from there, I actually didn't like the Unmaking of June Farrow very much. Didn't hate it, but it just wasn't a book I loved. Like I liked it, just wasn't something I was obsessed with. But it's very highly rated. A lot of people really enjoyed it. The book for me from Adrienne Young that I really enjoyed was Sky in the Deep. That was the book that I first read from Adrienne Young. Loved it, and I actually plan on rereading it whenever I get a chance to. And the other book that's really popular from her is Fable, which I have not read, but I do have it, just haven't gotten around to it. So really do like that author. So I am looking forward to that as well, that it's an author that I've enjoyed before in the past, but I am hoping that I like it more like I did Sky in the Deep versus how I felt about the Unmaking of June Farrow. Of course, along with our beautiful special edition, we do have our coverless sticker. So we have a sticker of the cover that you can utilize how you see fit. So a lot of people might use it on, decorating their Kindle or their water bottle. I use mine in my book journal. So I keep a book log, book journal, whatever you want to call it. And that's where I put my stickers, but you do what you want with yours. And we, of course, have a beautiful foiled exclusive cover, which is very pretty. And it says, "Which side of the river will you be on when that fire begins to burn?" And then a stunning back as well. I love that. And it says, "There isn't enough God's blood in the world to quench the thirst of the city." We have a beautiful reverse dust jacket, which is foiled and spot glossed. Very beautiful artwork. And it is a tough choice for me on which side I'm going to end up using because I think both covers are beautiful in their own right. I am leaning more towards this first choice cover, but the reverse is still also really nice. We have an illustrated hardcover case. It says, "The wrath of the gods is coming. Which side of the river will you be on when that fire begins to burn?" So, same quote that we had on the cover, but obviously just a little bit longer. And I love this hardcover case. Very nice. We do have stenciled edges that match perfectly and really like the detail of the city. There's some heavy Roman influence in this book, and so definitely see that in the architecture. This is a duology, and I'm hoping that Bookish Box continues it, and that when they do the second book, that this image continues on the second book's stenciled edges. I love it when they have books that the stenciled edges kind of make a bigger old picture and they kind of line up together. I think that's really cool. We have beautiful illustrated end papers, which are also foiled. And loving all the gold detail to this book is really fabulous. We also have a foiled author signature as well as an author letter. So that is all the details of our exclusive edition of Fallen City by Adrienne Young. As I said earlier, I am looking forward to reading this, especially since I'm familiar with the author, enjoyed her work, and I'm really interested in the political intrigue and world building in this novel. Our Darkly book for December 2025 is Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. This book I'm super excited about for multiple reasons. And it was actually on my TBR for the longest time. So I'm really happy to be getting this finally. So the reason why Bookish Box loved Bonded by Thorns is why choose when multiple princes will do. Dark and spicy Beauty and the Beast vibes. The boyfriends are boyfriends. Fae cursed fated mates. Court politics and intrigue. Let's find out more. Four beastly princes, one awkward bookworm, an enchanted world of fae, magic, and danger. I've always loved fairy tales. I never imagined I'd actually be in one. When my father wanders into the enchanted realm of the fae, I know I have to go after him. And when he gets imprisoned, I'll do anything to save him, even trade my freedom for his. Girl, like, give me the chance. I would absolutely just go to a fantasy world at this point and just stay there. I don't care if I was being in prison. I'd do it. I had no idea I'd end up imprisoned by four fae princes who turn into beasts at night. I'm still totally okay with this. I would be absolutely down. I have to win my freedom, and that means making a bargain with them. They must find their mates in order to break the curse. If I can help them do that, they'll set me free. Sounds simple, right? It's not, because against my better judgment, I'm starting to fall for these beastly princes. One is smart and sweet, the other mysterious and deadly, another flirty and confident. The last prince? He's handsome, strong, has a wicked temper, and is dead set against breaking the curse. Why does he want to keep me here forever? Don't ask questions. Just stay. You don't want to come back to this. But it's not just my freedom on the line. If I don't break the prince's curse soon, all the magic in the enchanted veil will be stolen by the evil and stupidly hot Prince of Thorns. And I'm not letting my princes stay cursed. Not after I've fallen in love with them. So yes, can you see why I am liking the idea of this? This is Beauty and the Beast reverse harem style. I'm absolutely sold. Like, that's all the information I need, and I would dive right into this. I don't appreciate the fact that she's like, "Oh, I should make a bargain with them so I can get my freedom." Like, girl, just stay with them, okay? You don't need your freedom. Don't come back to the real world. not a fun place to be these days. Really excited to read this book. Like I said, I've had it on my TBR forever, and I'm just super stoked. So before we get into all the details, of course, remember that we have our coverless sticker, just as pretty as the original cover, just not as flashy because there's no foiling. But of course, our exclusive edition has beautiful foiling as well as spot gloss details. Really love the contrast. Like this blue just makes the red pop, and it just really gives that fairy tale vibe. So I really, really love this. I love our little bookworm. She's super cute. I love that dress actually. I could never pull off something like that, but it's absolutely adorable. And then on the back side, we have this gentleman. It says, "You were never my prisoner, and I was always yours." So it sounds like some of our men are very romantic and very sweet. We have a reversible dust jacket, and I will be frank, not for me. Like, I think it's really good at capturing the vibes, and don't blame anyone if they end up switching to this. It's still a nice cover, but I definitely prefer the first one. And speaking of being cute and romantic, it says, "You are the cove in which our storm-struck ships moor, the beacon of light in the darkest night leading us home, the candle whose flame flickers against the coldest wind." Super sweet. And then we do have a foiled hardcover case, but it's really boring. Like, I appreciate that it's foiled, don't get me wrong, but I really wish that they would have done a little bit more with this. Would have been nice. Yeah, so foiled hardcover case. We have illustrated end papers. And I really want to talk about him. I like that he's just in a suit of armor, and I'm really like wondering now, like, does he spend majority of the book just in a suit of armor? Like, do we not know what he looks like? I hope that's the case. I'm really hoping that this is true, that we just have one of our princes just in his suit of armor constantly, and that we don't know what he looks like. I would be seriously amused. We, of course, have beautiful, very beautiful stenciled edges that I'm absolutely in love with. For those of you guys who watch me regularly, you know I have a thing about roses. It is also signed by the author, and our special edition also includes the prequel novella, which I thought was a really nice touch. So that prequel novella is Prince of the Arena, and it is classified as book 1.5. So I think it's one of those, even though it's a prequel, it needs to be read after the first book. And so I don't know if it's the prequel before Bonded by Thorns or if it's the prequel for the next book. But regardless, it is listed as 1.5. So I do believe you must read Bonded by Thorns before you read Prince of the Arena. And that is how this book is bound. So it's the Bonded by Thorns first, and then Prince of the Arena is located at the back of the book. Still love the fact that they did that they included the novella. That's a really nice touch. I'm really, really hoping that I enjoy this book and that Bookish Fox continues it, because I found out that there's like 5 other books in the series. So up until book 5 is already released, book 6 has not been released yet, but there is a listed book 6 coming out. And I'm hoping that Bookish Fox continues it, because I would absolutely buy it. So that is it for our Bookish and Darkly box for December 2025. I have to always think about that because we're in 2026. And so I'm always like, am I saying the right year? But yes, it's 2025. Because that was December for 2025, we are in February 2026. We are awfully close to Bookish Box actually catching up. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they're able to do so. Hopefully in March, maybe April. But I'm like, we've been talking about seeing Bookish Fox try to catch up. I'm hoping that they're finally there. So as promised, I mentioned this in another video, but I do want to show you guys special editions of books that I've gotten from the same company that I'm doing unboxings for. So this is my last unboxing for Bookish Box in February. So I'm going to show you the special editions that I got from Bookish Box this month. So again, these are just books that I got delivered this month from Bookish Box, just so you guys are aware, just in case you guys are ever interested in buying their books that are not subs. Just want to give you guys an idea of what they look like, what they're offered, and basically what Bookish Box is doing. If you don't want to hang around for that, that is not a problem. Please be sure to give this video a like if you like this unboxing. Subscribe, because we have a lot more books to unbox together, And don't forget to let me know in the comments below your thoughts on these books, if you've read them, what you thought about them, if you liked the design, if these are books that you're interested in, or books that you're just like, yeah, I know they're not for me, which is totally okay. That's the great thing about reading is we can be all over the place, and a book is a book. You enjoy your books, I enjoy my books, and there's no judgment there. So the first non-sub book that I received from Bookish Box this month was Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo. So this is book 2 in Hundred's Kingdom series. I'm not going to be reading the synopsis as it might include spoilers from book 1. So we're just going to bypass reading anything about this book. I'm just going to show it off to you. So of course it has beautiful foiling. I really like the character artwork. Like, I think this is beautiful. And then we have more foiling on the back side, and it says, if he dies, I die every time. It's an anomaly, a trick of fate. As long as Knox is part of this bargain, then I am too. We have stenciled edges, an equally beautiful reverse dust jacket, beautifully illustrated hardcover case with foiling too, just so you guys see that detail. Stunning illustrated end papers, and is signed by the author. So next up we have the Saint and Sinner Omnibus. So this includes her saint and his sinner. It's a duet, so a duology, and it's nicely bound into one omnibus. So just one book includes both books, which I love. So there's no dust jacket, just a beautifully done hardcover case. Really like the end details here. And then we have this matching backside, and it says, even when death comes for me, I'm crawling from my grave to find you in the afterlife. We have stenciled edges, which I love because it's books. I just love the silhouettes in the library. And it says, her saint, his sinner. And then we have this end paper as well. It says, Muse, someday you'll love me as much as you love reading. I don't know. Can I love someone as much as I love reading? I haven't determined that. It is signed by the author and includes a matching ribbon bookmark. And to let you guys know what this book is about, I'm just going to read the synopsis for book 1, Her Saint. He's a writer who's finally found his muse, and he's never letting her go. Friar, my student is stalking me. Saint D. Haas follows me around campus, to my car, to my house. He insists I'm his muse, no matter how much I object, and he wants to keep me all to himself. So when my date turns up dead, I know whose fingerprints are all over the crime scene. Saint is smart, but I'm smarter. I'm going to prove he's stalking me and get him thrown behind bars. And no matter what he says, I'm sure as hell not going to fall for my stalker, Saint. I finally found my muse, and I'm never letting her go. But Briar is so busy hiding and running from me, she doesn't notice how I'm improving her life. I got rid of her loser date who's hiding a few girlfriends and diseases. I follow her around campus so her boss doesn't try something worse than groping her in class. I can make all her dreams come true, give her anything her heart desires. If she would just stop running and give in. She's my muse, and when I finally make her mine, I'll be her saint. So obviously a dark romance between a student and a teacher. Obviously everyone's of age. This is college. Definitely a book that I wanted to read, and I'm looking forward to it. It's just going to be a while before I can get to it. And the next book we have is Lore of the Tide by Annalise Brana. And this is book 2. Lore of the Wilds is book 1. And that book was actually in our Bookish Box subscription. Don't ask me what month and year, I don't remember, but it was a book that was in our Bookish Box. Again, that's Lore of the Wilds. That was the first book. This is book 2. I don't know if it continues. I think this might be a duology, but I'm not entirely sure. As this is book 2, we're not going to read the synopsis because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. So of course we have a hardcover case, which is foiled, so there is no dust cover on this book. We have a foiled hardcover case. It is really good, showing obviously that we're under the ocean here. I love that back piece, and it says, I am yours until the seas run dry and the earth dissolves to dust. We of course also have stenciled edges, which are very pretty. And continue on that ocean theme. We have beautifully illustrated end papers, and it is signed by the author. So that is it for our exclusive edition of Lore of the Tides. Obviously, I read Lore of the Wilds, and that is why I chosen to get Lore of the Tides. I enjoyed Lore of the Wilds and wanted to continue on with the series, and really just hoping that it's a duology, simply because I don't think I want to continue it past book two, if that makes sense. Like, I want to know what happens, but I'm also like ready to move on to other stories. And the last book that I received from Bookish Box outside of the subscription is Slaying the Shifter Prince by Claire Sager. So Claire Sager wrote another book that we got from Bookish Box in the sub, and that was A Kiss of Iron, which is the Shadows of the Tenebrous Court book one. So Slaying the Shifter Prince is a standalone, but it might actually take place in the same universe, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the same universe. So it is a standalone, so I'm just going to go ahead and read the synopsis. Okay, and so it says, Return to Elfheim. This standalone novel runs parallel to A Kiss of Iron and deepens the intrigue of the Shadows of the Tenebrous Court trilogy. Read it before, after, or alongside the trilogy. Just don't miss a moment of the deadly game. So, okay, same universe. And it says, aerial performer Zita has spent 10 years preparing for one thing, revenge. With an iron blade hidden in her silk, she plans to kill the Fey Prince of Monsters, the man who murdered her sister. But when her plans fail spectacularly, Zita is captured and collar as the prince's pet. Sefer is everything she expected, cruel, cunning, and as dangerous as the claws he keeps sheathed. Yet his patience and obsession are their own kind of torment, and its punishments blur the line between pain and pleasure. Zita refuses to surrender, even if it costs her freedom or her heart. But the longer she remains in the prince's court, the harder it is to tell which of them is truly playing the game and which of them is losing. So yes, this is a book right up my alley. It's a romantasy. And I actually really enjoyed A Kiss of Iron, which is why I got Slaying the Shifter Prince. I wanted more from this world and from this author. So we, of course, have an exclusive cover, and I'm just going to say right off the bat, I don't like it. Just, it's a little too plain Jane for me, and I don't care for it at all. And it says, this was why Fae were so dangerous. Even as they threatened your life, they did it so beautifully. While I didn't care so much for the first cover, I do like the reverse dust jacket artwork, and I'm going to call it artwork because it's not a true reverse dust jacket, but it is stunning. Like, just look at that. Such fierce anger. And just really great scene. And of course, I'm calling it not a true reverse dust jacket because we don't have the title and author on the front. It is on the spine, though, for those of you who still would like to switch it to this cover. We have a foiled hardcover case, which, take it or leave it, not the worst thing ever. The color is really salmon, though. I will be the curse you cannot shake, Cipher. I will marry you and only leave you once our bones are dust and the world has ceased to care who we were. We do also have stenciled edges, so this is actually on par and matches well with the stenciled edges on A Kiss of Iron. Didn't care for it on that either, just basic pattern. But really like the end paper artwork. Absolutely stunning. It is signed by the author, and then we do also have inside artwork, and then at the beginning each chapter has an illustration in the background. So those are all the special editions that I received from Bookish Box during the month of February 2026. Just wanted to show you all and let me know in the comments below your thoughts on their designs, if you've read the books, if you've liked them, anything that comes to mind. But thank you all so much for being here as usual. Appreciate you. And I hope to see you guys next time. Don't forget to like this video if you liked this unboxing. Please be sure to leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. I always love hearing from you. And definitely make sure you're subscribed to join me for all the bookish fun. We have a ton of books to get through. Thanks so much, everyone.